Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sumukascha ekadantascha kapilo gadakarnakah. Lambodharascha vikato vignarajo vinayakah. Dhrumaketur ganadhyakshah palachandro gajananah. Vakratundah surpakarno herambah skandapurvajah. Suklam Baradharam Vishtum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasanteye Yasyadvaradavakradhya Parishadhya Parasatham Vignam Nigdhanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Samastraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine. Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhisakshine. Krishna Dvaipaya Namvyasam Sarva Bhuta Hiteratam. Vedabcha Bhaskaram Bande Samadhi Nilayam Munim. Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayat. Vitarascha arteshu abhignah smarat. Tene brahma hृदा यह आदिकवये मुख्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजोवारि मृदां यथा विनिमयः यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि दर्भः प्रोच्युतकैतमोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद् भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यतेः अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतम् पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off in our last session. We came up to Slokam number 33 in Adhyayam 28. In Skandam number 3. Now we will take up 34. 34, we will go through the meanings slowly and padam by padam. It is a unbelievably very important slokam. Extremely important slokam that describes what happens from death to immortality. How does it happen? Okay. And that is what is described here. The process has been described. Dharanam, dhyanam, etc., bhakti, right? Then what happens? Where is the soyujam? Remember what he said, moksham is beyond all sukham and dukkham. All ragangal and dveshangal, likes and dislikes, beyond all that. So that slokam is described here. And for those, since we are not there at this, I'm talking about myself, or at this level of merging drashtum, nyatum, pravesishtum, as Swami says in Bhagavad Gita. So, after the slokam, I will share a very beautiful thing that happened to a very great devotee, an exemplar of devotion. And by listening to his life story, what happened to him, we will get an inkling of what this slokam is talking about. Okay? Now here, after following the dictates given so far, the various steps, then the various words like Ashtanga Yoga and all these we need not use those words, in my humble opinion. Yes, they do convey a certain meaning. The problem is, the moment you use phrases like that, mind does not grasp it properly. It goes elsewhere. So forget all that. Forget, easy, difficult, known, unknown. I don't know what this is. It's not clear. It is clear. Forget all that. That's absolutely irrelevant. Just focus on what needs to be done. So, yamam, niyamam, asanam, pranayamam, pratyaharam. Just follow all that. It's better to learn what is each one of these in Sanskritam. That Sanskritam is much more precise than the English words, and that they could lead to lots of confusion. Understand what these Sanskrit padas are properly, etymologically, and just following that. Start doing that. That's all. There's no if or but or no difficult, I don't understand. No, just do that and see what happens. And then dharanam, dhyanam all comes. Then finally samadhi comes there. Here Swami says, following this course, the yogi gradually he develops pure love for Bhagavan. Pure love means without a tinge of selfishness. Without a tinge of selfishness. That is absolutely important. Swami, it's only for you. I love you for who you are. If I love you for you, that's all, nothing else. Okay? And there's no even a desire for moksham. There's no desire for please keep me at your lotus feet always. None of those things. Because no desire at all. Just love. That he gets, develops that pure, unadulterated prema that Bhagavan is. Then, this is attained through several things. It's not Bhagavan grace is there. It can happen just with kshanam, but he's also given the grace. His grace also tells us the path to follow, the various steps identified. So I must travel that. That traveling is very important. Okay, and he is holding my hand. By traveling, you will never travel alone. Bhagavan is always with you. So then, as I progress in this, what happens? My hairs are always standing or erect, and I constantly I'm crying or full of anandam. Like there is Sukamuni. If you read Bhagavatam, I think you see Sukamuni. When he describes Krishna, such a Brahmajnani with no differentiation at all, absolutely oneness everywhere, that's the experience. He was shedding tears, exhilaration, uncontrollable. That's what Bhagavan does. So all these things happen. Then all these things happen because there is a certain sense of feeling of separation, isn't it? If I'm experiencing anandam, itself says that I'm different from anandam. I'm experiencing peace, tremendous peace, indescribable. That's still the feeling that I'm experiencing it, not just. That itself is a sense of separation. But then you become, and that is in the mind only. Okay? Even that at this stage, slowly and steadily, the mind that the yogi used to focus on, to start from sense control, yamam, niyamam, withdrawing, controlling the mind, asanam, sitting properly, pranayamam, watching the breath, right? And pratyaharam, withdrawing the mind from the outward senses, right? That means no desire for material objects. All these are all done through controlling the mind. Then dharanam, the focusing, concentration is also utilizing the mind as a tool. Then dhyanam. In dhyanam, the initial stage, as Swami says, there are three entities. The one who is meditating, the object of meditation, and the act of meditation. Those three entities are there, one's in one's mind. But even those three vanish finally. When can they vanish? When you become one. There is absolutely nothing else. That means gone beyond. There is no mind at all. No mind. Amanaska, that's the stage. So that stage, by slowly the mind which the sadhaka, the yogi uses as a hook to grasp Bhagavan and just like the way you throw a fish to hook to catch a fish. Okay, the mind is used as a hook to catch Bhagavan and keep him there. Even that mind now withdraws from all activities. That means that the mind disappears. That's what the Slokam talks about. Evam harau bhagavati prati labdha bhavaha bhaktya dravati dhrudaya utpulataha pramodate outkantuya bhashta kalaya muhu ardhamanase tachapi chitta badhisam sanakaihi viyunkte. Sanakaihi. We should not hurry on anything. Patience is very important. Okay, everything in its time happens. Okay, the ripening may take place naturally. It is the sweetest. Artificial ripening cannot give the same sweetness. No hurry, because you must respect the function of time. Evam harau bhagavati prati labdha bhavaha bhaktya dravate dhrudaya utpulataha pramodate outkandhuya pashmakalaya muhu ardhamanase tat cha api chitta padhisam sanakaihi viyunte. Evam, this way, harau, to Bhagavan Hari, Srimad Narayana, Bhagavati harau, Bhagavan Hari, to that Bhagavan Hari, pratilabdha. Labdha means attaining. Okay. Pratilabdha. See, prati also means attaining something means what? Somebody is giving that to me, so I'm obtaining that. Isn't it? Pratilabdha, the person who is giving me that attainment, I'm attaining him. So developing, in this case, let's move on so that I can make the sentence. Pratilabdha bhavaha bhaktya bhavaha. Pratilabdha bhaktya bhavaha. Let's take these things together. Then it'll be a little bit easier to try to understand what Bhagavan is teaching us. So to that Bhagavan Hari, evam, this way, bhaktya bhavaha pratilabdha. The devotional experience, devotional feeling, but is nothing but love, pure love, obtaining that, experiencing that. Here it means without even a trace of selfishness. Very important. Everything I do is associated with a feeling of an underlying latent feeling of ahamkaram. But Bhagavan's love is, there is no ahamkaram. The love just is. That's all. And that love, pratilabdha, tasting that, experiencing that, and that love, prema, dravat, melting in that. What is melting? The ahamkaram is melting. Selfishness is melting, completely gone. Ahamkaram is gone, beautifully. So hridaya, not hridaya, hridaya it should be, that's why I didn't make it. Hridaya utpulakaha. The hridaya dravate, the heart is the, again, I don't want to use that word heart. See, hridayam is melting, which means the same love that Bhagavan is. That is what my hridayam is. Now, my selfishness is blocking it. At this stage, what happens? The selfishness is melted and gone away. So, the hridayam, so-called my hridayam, and Bhagavan's prema melt and join, become one. They all join. There is no obstruction. Vidaya Utpalakaha Pramodat. Utpalakaha means like hair standing on edge, much more than goose pimples. Okay, like Pullari Karve we say, in Tamil. Okay, out of tremendous bliss. Okay, with the goose pimples come and the hair all stand on end. It is Utpalakaha. And why are they? It's happening again because of Pramoda, his tremendous amount of joy and happiness. So when we follow this evam this way, to that Bhagavan, Hari, tremendous amount of love, selfless love is experienced, developed, and that gives indescribable amount of bliss. And in that blissful state, all the hairs stand on edge. Not only that, then the emanating as a result, out Kantya, coming from that same love, it also shows up in different ways. These are all not controlled. They happen by themselves. Bashpa Kalaya, tremendous amount of tears coming like streaming down from the eyes, happens from this bliss. The hairs stand on edge, tears come flowing down like flood. And Muhu means it's constantly it is there. It's a state of horripilation and the stream of Ananda Kanni. These tears are not salty, they are very sweet. Please remember that. As we have spoken several times before, this tear that comes, if I shed one drop of tear for Bhagavan selflessly, that tear will be so sweet. All our tears are all selfish tears. You taste them, it will be salty. But tear that comes for Bhagavan only, without anything else, no desire, nothing, that will be sweet. That tear is a Kshira Sagaram, in which Bhagavan is lying down. Okay, remember that. On the agitation, the snake bed of the mind. Okay? That is the Kshira Sagaram simplicity. Means only that. It's a sweetness of the tear that comes out only for Bhagavan, offering of love. Okay, it's a yearning for so many births, innumerable births, to get back home. And finally, in your home, when Bhagavan is there, how can you describe that feeling? Only bliss. Okay. Then that comes also, Muhu, constantly it comes. Then Adhyamanas means this is the experience. The yogi experiencing all this. Tat cha api. While all this is experiencing, tremendous bhakti. True bhakti means we use it loosely. Bhakti equal to, simply put, love for God and only for God. That's all. Love for Bhagavan and only for Bhagavan, nothing else. And that is bhakti. That is being experienced. The hairs are standing on edge. Such a blissful experience. Stream of Ananda Kanni is flowing down. That's experiencing that. At that time, okay, Tat cha api, even while all these are happening, Chitta, the mind, what happens to it? Bhadisam. And the Bhadisam Viyunte. The mind, Bhadisam means like the hook. That you put a hook to catch something, right? Mind has been used as a hook to catch this Bhagavan whom you are experiencing right now. Same way you throw a hook to catch fish, then what happens to the hook? The hook is thrown away. Like that, I've caught Bhagavan now. So mind also, viyunte, it withdraws, it disappears, it is cast aside, it is no longer there. sanakaihi, gradually, in this stage. So, in tremendous bliss, indescribable anandam, okay, and it is like even now, physically we all experience this, okay. After a long time, you get home or you get back to India to see your parents or whatever, right? Because we're all yearning for that, right? Everybody is yearning to get back home, right? Home is not the house we live in, okay, you know what I mean. And or childhood memories or mother, whatever it may be. And that is the place of succor, the place of comfort, place of protection, right? And place of peace. That gives a certain natural equilibrium for me to live. You know, the same thing happens with Divine Mother. After so many births and going through all the travails and all that, now finally I'm back home. Here is Bhagavan, right in front of me. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I have no thinking of anything else. Only Him. Back home, tears come pouring down. The mind now vanishes. Amanaska is the state of this. It's a very important state before Sayujyam and before Samadhi, one becoming one, the separation goes away. And that is what Bhagavan describes here. And we will enjoy this slokam, this description of what happens, as Bhagavan says here, through an unforgettably sweet part of Bhagavatam from Parikshit's life, what happened to him. And that 9:23. So we will take that up for tomorrow because it cannot be done in 7 minutes. So let us go through the slokam. Evam harau bhagavati pratilabdha bhavaha bhaktya dravate hridaya uttalakara pramodat outkantuya bhashpa kalaya bhuhu ardhamanase tat cha api chitta bhatisam sanakaihi viyumte. So Bhagavan has taken us to on answering Devahuti's question, which is really a question for us that we all should be posing, and the answer is for us, for all of us who are blessed to hear the answer, each one of us. And he says the first thing is, this is how the creation took place. This is how it happened. You see all the external world, it's all nothing but this. This is how it is. These are the constituent elements. He went through the 24 Tattvanga, 24 aspects of it that got the creation. Fine. Yeah, all the Panchabhutangal and all that. Then Bhagavan has to be present in everything in addition to Mahat Tattvam. We also covered all that. Then Devahuti asked me a question, Swami, that's fine. Then he says the question. He says, all these are good, but don't focus on that, he says. As he was describing creation and everything, he describes everything because the student asked him. And at the end, as Bhagavan says in Adhyayam 10, in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked him, Swami, where are you? Where are you present? Then Swami tells a Vibhuti Yogam. And then at the end of all this, Swami says, see, everywhere I'm like this. But why are you bothered? Why? That's not important, he says. Okay? So important thing is, these are all the creations. So here Bhagavan says the same message. Yeah, that's creation, but don't focus on that. Look for the creator, the Kshetrajna. Then who's the Kshetrajna? How can I look at him? Right? Other question comes. Why am I not able to focus on him? That question also Devati asked. So we covered that. And then Bhagavan very compassionately and patiently explained, same way he does in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, because they're all important questions. Once I understand why I'm not able to focus it, I can do something about it. Then when I start focusing on that, what is the steps, what is the process I should do to be able to overcome the obstacles that preventing me from seeing and looking at the Kshetrajna inside? That is what Bhagavan has covered now in step by step by step. What happened, what I should do, etc., etc. Finally, then he says, the mind itself vanishes. Why mind is very important? That we're going to see. Because mind is one that creates everything. Manayeva karanam, manushyanam, moksha bandhayoho, manomoolam idam jagat. This whole creative universe, the world, whatever you call it, the appearances and disappearance, all originates in the mind. Mano moolam. Please understand that. The mind imagines something, it creates it. Then I think that is true. Whatever I imagined and created, I think that is true. This is where the problem is. Therefore, the next teaching that given to us by our elders in the Shastras is Mana Eva Karanam. It is only the mind that is the reason, that is the cause for Manushyanam, for the human beings, Moksha, for their freedom, Bandhayoho, for their bondage. The mind is the only reason, Mana Eva Karanam, Manushyanam, for the human beings. It is the reason, the cause for the freedom or for bondage. Why? Because Manomoolam idam jagat. Mind is the root from which this whole jagat has come to. So then what do? I have to go to a place where there is no mind. And that is what is described here. If we follow this pathway, mind itself, now there is no creation or a creator. Important. The moment I focus on creator, creation vanishes, disappears. Right? That is what Bhagavan is telling us. We will enjoy this. It's an invaluable treasure of a teaching through Parikshit. What happened to him? Okay, with Bhagavan's grace in our next session. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.